Commander Veltar stared at the blue and green planet on his ship's main screen. His long, thin fingers drummed against the metal chair as he read the scan results for the third time. Something was very wrong with these numbers. Dr. Kexani, please check the sensors again, he said to the small, furry creature working at the science station. These readings cannot be correct. Dr. Kexani looked up from her screen with large, worried eyes. I have checked them 5 times, Commander. The sensors are working fine. This planet is real, and these numbers are real too. The bridge of the Harmony's edge fell silent. The crew of 12 aliens looked at each other with fear and confusion. They had been exploring space for over 200 years, but they had never seen anything like this planet. Tell me again what the scans show. Commander Veltar said slowly. Dr. Kexani stood up and walked to the big screen at the front of the bridge. The planet is covered with a liquid that we call universal solvent. This liquid falls from the sky every few days. Any normal life form would die if this liquid touched them. She pressed a button, and the screen showed red danger zones all over. The planet. The atmosphere contains oxygen gas at levels that would kill most species in minutes. Oxygen is poison to 80% of all known life forms. Continue, the commander said, though his voice was getting quieter. The planet shakes and moves all the time. The ground splits open and hot liquid rock comes out. These earthquakes happen every single day somewhere on the planet. The surface also has areas where water boils up from the ground hot enough to cook most creatures instantly. A young crew member named Zexton raised his hand. What about radiation, Doctor? Doctor. Kexani's fur stood up with worry. The star that lights this planet sends out deadly radiation every day. The planet has some protection, but much of this radiation still reaches the surface. Any creature that stayed outside during their day cycle would get very sick or die. Commander Veltar closed his eyes and rubbed his forehead. In all his years of space travel, he had only heard stories about planets this dangerous. The Galactic Council had names for worlds like this. They called them Deathworlds. What class rating does our computer give this planet? He asked. Class 13, sir, Dr. Kexani said quietly. The computer wanted to rate it Class 14, but Class 14 is only for planets that are impossible to survive on. Since we detected some kind of structures on the surface, the computer decided on Class 13. The bridge crew made small, worried sounds. Class 13 meant a planet so dangerous that just landing on it would probably kill you. Class 14 was for planets that could kill you just by being near them. Most of the crew had never even seen a Class 10 Deathworld. You said you detected structures? Commander Veltar asked. Yes, sir. Large metal and stone buildings. Straight lines that look like roads. And energy signals that suggest advanced technology. Someone or something built a civilization on this Deathworld. First Officer Quindell, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. Perhaps they are underground? Living in deep caves to hide from. All the dangers? Dr. Kexani shook her head. The structures are on the surface, sir. All over the surface. And the energy readings suggest millions, maybe billions of individual sources. The crew looked at each other in shock. Billions of life forms on a Class 13 Deathworld? It seemed impossible. Maybe they are machines? Suggested Zexton. Robot. Servants left behind by a dead race? The energy patterns are wrong for machines, Dr. Kexani explained. These look like biological energy signatures, living creatures using technology. Commander Veltar stood up and walked to the main screen. He had been a space explorer for 40 years. He had seen strange things before, but this was different. This was scary. How could anything live on such a world? He asked, more to himself than to his crew. I do not know, Commander, Dr. Kexani said, but something does live there. Something. smart enough to build cities and make technology. Something that somehow survives on one of the most dangerous planets we have ever found. Lieutenant Naviix, who controlled the ship's position, spoke from her station. "Commander, what are your orders? Do we move closer to study the planet?" Commander Veltar looked at the beautiful but deadly world on his screen. Every piece of training he had ever received told him to stay far away from Deathworlds. Ships that got too close to Class 13 planets sometimes never came back, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. If there really were living, thinking creatures on this planet, they might need help. They might be suffering every day, just trying to survive in such a terrible place. The Galactic Council had rules about helping primitive species, but they also had rules about rescue missions. "Set our position to 3 planet diameters away," he ordered. "That should be safe enough. Prepare the communication array. If there are survivors down there, they might be trying to call for help." The crew began working at their stations. Commander Veltar sat back down and looked at the planet again. Somewhere down there, on that world of poison air and deadly radiation, lived creatures smart enough to build cities. How did they do it? How did they survive even one day on such a world? "Sir," said Communications Officer Trellon, "I am picking up many radio signals from the planet." "Very many signals. Distress calls?" the commander asked hopefully. "I do not think so, sir. They sound more like normal communication, like the kind of signals that busy, happy civilizations make." Commander Veltar felt a chill run through his body. Happy? On a Class 13 Deathworld? What kind of creatures could be happy on a planet that would kill most species in hours? Soon, he thought, they would find out. Captain Jake Morrison sat in the control room of the United Earth Space Command in Houston. Red lights flashed on every screen around him. His coffee had gone cold an hour ago, but he was too excited to care about coffee right now. "Dr. Chong, are you sure about this translation?" he asked the woman sitting next to him. Dr. Lisa Chong was the best language expert on Earth, and right now she was trying to talk to aliens. "I am sure, Captain," Dr. Chong said, adjusting her thick glasses. "They want to know if we need rescue. They keep asking if we are in danger and need help getting off our planet." Captain Morrison laughed. "Rescue? From Earth? That is funny." Dr. Alex Rodriguez looked up from his computer screen. "Jake, I do not think they are joking. Listen to this message I just decoded." He played a recording of alien voices speaking, in their own language, followed by the computer translation. "Brave survivors of the poison world, we know you suffer greatly. We have ships that can take you to safe places. Please tell us how many of your kind need to be saved from your terrible world." The 3 humans looked at each other and started laughing. "They think Earth is terrible," Dr. Chong giggled. "They think we are suffering. Wait until they find out we have beaches and vacation spots," Captain Morrison said, wiping tears from his eyes. Dr. Rodriguez became serious again. "Jake, I think we need to be careful here. They seem really scared of our planet. Look at these readings they sent us." He put a new image on the main screen. It showed Earth from space, but it was covered in red warning colors and danger symbols. "They think our oxygen air is poison," Dr. Rodriguez explained. "They think our rain is acid. That melts things. They think our earthquakes and volcanoes make Earth impossible to live on." Dr. Chong read more of the alien messages. "They are really worried about us. They want to know how we survive the deadly solar radiation and the universal solvent." "Universal solvent?" Captain Morrison asked. "That is what they call water," Dr. Chong said. "To them, water is so dangerous they have a special science name for it." Captain Morrison walked to the window and looked outside. It was a beautiful spring day in Houston. People were walking around in the sunshine. Children were playing in a park across the street. and he could see a swimming pool where people were, relaxing in the water. "Dr. Chong, please send them a message," he said. "Tell them we appreciate their concern, but we are not suffering. Tell them we like living on Earth." Dr. Chong typed on her computer and sent the message. A few minutes later, the aliens responded. "They do not believe us," she said. "They want to know how many humans are left alive. They think most of us must have died from the terrible conditions." "How many humans are there now?" Captain Morrison asked Dr. Rodriguez. "About 7.5 billion, Dr. Rodriguez answered. Doctor. Chong typed this number and sent it to the aliens. Then they waited. The response took longer this time. When it came, Dr. Chong looked confused as she read it. "What do they say?" Captain Morrison asked. "They say their doctor fainted when she read our message. They want to know if we made a mistake with the number." Captain Morrison smiled. "Tell them no mistake. 7.5 billion humans live on Earth, and we are doing just fine." After that message, the aliens did not respond for over an hour. Finally, a new message came through. Dr. Chong read it slowly. "They want to know about our medical care. They think we must have amazing doctors to keep so many people alive on a death world. Tell them about Dr. Peterson," Captain Morrison said. "She just got back from climbing Mount Everest for fun." "They will not understand that," Dr. Chong said. "Then tell them we go outside in the sun because we like it. Tell them we swim in water for fun. Tell them we do something called camping, where we sleep outside under the stars." Dr. Chong looked worried. "Jake, that might scare them even more." "Good," Captain Morrison said. "I want them to understand what humans are like." Dr. Chong sent the message about humans doing outdoor activities for fun. The alien response came back very quickly. "They want to know what we mean by for fun." Dr. Chong said, "I do not think they have a word for that concept." Dr. Rodriguez looked up from his work. "The aliens sent us information about their own worlds," he said. "Look at this." The screen showed images of alien planets. They looked like paradise worlds from movies. Perfect weather, no storms, no earthquakes, no dangerous animals. Everything was calm and safe and boring. "Their planets never change," Dr. Rodriguez explained. "Same weather every day, same temperature, no natural disasters. They have lived like this for thousands of years. No wonder they think Earth is scary." Captain Morrison said, "They have never dealt with anything dangerous in their whole lives." Dr. Chong was reading more messages. "Jake, they want to send a medical team to study us. They think we might have special biology that helps us survive on Earth." "What do you think, Alex?" Captain Morrison asked. "Should we let them visit?" Dr. Rodriguez thought for a moment. "It could be interesting. We could learn a lot from each other. But Jake, I think we need to be careful. These aliens seem very frightened of anything dangerous. If they come to Earth, we need to make sure they understand what they are getting into." Captain Morrison nodded. Dr. Chong, send them a response. Tell them they can visit, but they need to understand that Earth is our home, and we like it here. Tell them we are not victims who need rescue. We are humans who chose to live on the planet that made us strong. As Dr. Chong worked on the message, Captain Morrison looked outside again. A jogger ran past the building, breathing hard and sweating in the hot sun. A construction crew worked on a tall building, high above the ground with no fear. Cars drove fast down the busy street. Normal life on Earth would probably seem like extreme danger sports to these aliens. He wondered what they would think when they learned that humans did not just survive on their dangerous planet. They had fun doing it. The first meeting between humans and aliens was going to be very interesting. Ambassador Kate Sullivan checked her safety belt one more time as the shuttle moved toward the alien ship. She sat next to Colonel Pete Davis, who was flying their small spacecraft, and Dr. Ben Clark, who was taking notes on everything he saw. "Look." At that, Colonel Davis said, pointing out the front window. "They parked their ship really far away from Earth. Can you blame them?" Dr. Clark said with a smile. "To them, we live on the most dangerous planet in the galaxy." Ambassador Sullivan looked at the alien vessel growing larger in front of them. It was beautiful, with smooth curves and bright lights. It looked like it was built for peaceful exploration, not for dealing with dangerous situations. "Colonel, are you sure you can dock with their ship safely?" she asked. "No problem, Colonel," Davis replied. "This is easier than landing on an aircraft carrier in a storm." Dr. Clark looked at him strangely. "You have done that?" "Many times. It is part of basic training for Navy pilots." Dr. Clark wrote something in his notebook. "I keep forgetting that." Normal human jobs would seem impossible to most aliens. As they got closer to the alien ship, Ambassador Sullivan saw debris floating in space around them. Small rocks and metal pieces drifted past the shuttle. "Should we be worried about those?" she asked. Colonel Davis looked at the debris and shrugged. "It is just space junk, nothing bigger than a baseball. Our shields can handle it." "On my home planet," Dr. Clark said, "this would be called a light meteor shower. People would go outside to watch it and make wishes." Ambassador Sullivan made a mental note to not mention that to the aliens right away. Their shuttle connected to the alien ship with a soft bump. Colonel Davis turned off the engines and smiled. "Smooth as silk. Ready to meet our new friends?" "P." 3 humans walked through the connecting tunnel into the alien ship. The first thing Ambassador Sullivan noticed was how quiet everything was. No loud noises, no busy sounds, just a soft humming from the ship's engines. The second thing she noticed was how scared the aliens looked. Commander Veltar was waiting for them in the docking bay. He was tall and thin, with smooth blue skin and large eyes. He looked like he had not slept in days. "Welcome to our ship," he said in careful English. "We are honored to meet the survivors of your world. Thank you for having us, Ambassador." Sullivan said politely, "But we are not survivors. We are just regular humans who wanted to meet you." Commander Veltar looked confused. "Regular humans? But you live on a Class 13 Deathworld. There are no regular people on such planets." Colonel Davis stepped forward. "Commander, I think there might be some confusion here. Earth is not a Deathworld to us. It is our home." "Your home?" Commander Veltar's voice was very quiet. "You choose to live there?" "We do not just choose to live there," Dr. Clark said happily. "We love living there. Earth is a wonderful place." Commander Veltar had to sit down. Dr. Keksani, the ship's doctor, came running over with a medical scanner. She pointed it at the 3 humans and made worried sounds. "What is wrong?" Ambassador Sullivan asked. "You are breathing oxygen," Dr. Keksani said. "Pure oxygen. How are you not dead?" "We need oxygen to live," Dr. Clark explained. "All humans do. We cannot survive without it." Dr. Keksani looked like she might faint. "But oxygen is poison. It burns through living tissue. It destroys cells." "Not human cells," Dr. Clark said. "We evolved to use oxygen. Our bodies turn oxygen into energy." Commander Veltar stood up slowly. "Please, come with us to our meeting room. We have many questions." They walked through the ship's corridors. Ambassador Sullivan noticed that everything was designed for safety. There were no sharp corners, no hard surfaces, no places where someone could get hurt. It was like a hospital mixed with a children's playground. In the meeting room, the aliens asked the humans to sit in special chairs that seemed to be made of soft foam. "We do not want you to be injured," Commander Veltar explained. "Your bodies must be very fragile from living in such a harsh environment." Colonel Davis laughed. "Actually, we are probably tougher than you think." He stood up and walked over to a metal wall. Then he knocked on it with his fist, making a loud banging sound. The aliens all jumped back in fear. "See? Human bones are." "Very strong," Colonel Davis said. Dr. Kexani made more worried sounds. "You hit the wall with your hand. That should have broken your bones." "No," Colonel Davis said. "I have broken bones before." This was nothing. "You have broken bones?" Dr. Kexani asked in horror. "Sure. Broke my arm in high school playing football. Broke my leg in a car accident when I was 20. Broke my nose in a fight when I was in the Marines." Dr. Kexani had to sit down and put her head between her knees. Ambassador Sullivan decided to change the subject. "Commander, would you like to see some pictures of Earth? We brought some images to show you what our planet looks like." "That would be wonderful," Commander Veltar said. Dr. Clark pulled out a tablet computer and showed them photos of Earth. The first picture was a beautiful beach with blue water and white sand. People were swimming and playing in the waves. "This is one of our beaches," Dr. Clark said. "People go there to relax and have fun." "They are in the universal solvent," Commander Veltar whispered. "How are they not dissolving?" "We call it water," Ambassador Sullivan explained. "Humans can swim in water. We actually need water to survive." The next picture showed people hiking in the mountains. They were wearing backpacks and climbing over rocks. "This is called hiking," Dr. Clark said. "People walk up mountains for exercise and to see beautiful views." "They are outside," Dr. Kexani said weakly, "in the deadly radiation from your star." "We call it sunlight," Colonel Davis said. "Most humans like sunlight. It makes us feel good." The aliens looked at each other with expressions of complete confusion and terror. The last picture Dr. Clark showed them was of a family having a picnic in a park. Children were running around playing games while adults cooked food on a grill. "This is a normal weekend for most human families," Dr. Clark explained. "We eat food together outside and children play games." Commander Veltar stared at the picture for a long time. "These children," he said slowly. "They are outside, breathing poison gas, exposed to radiation, near the universal solvent, and they are happy? Very happy," Ambassador Sullivan said, with a smile. "I think I need to lie down," Commander Veltar said. Ambassador Sullivan was beginning to understand that this cultural exchange was going to be more complicated than anyone had expected. Dr. Rachel Foster stood in her laboratory at the International Space Research Center, looking at samples of alien blood under her microscope. 3 months had passed since first contact, and she was part of the team studying the differences between humans and galactic species. "This is amazing," she said to her assistant, Dr. Kevin Walsh. "Look at these alien blood cells. They are so simple compared to human cells." Dr. Walsh looked through his own microscope. "They look fragile too, like they would break easily if anything went wrong." Dr. Rachel had been working day and night to understand why humans were so different from other intelligent species in the galaxy. The answer was becoming clear, and it was both exciting and scary. Lieutenant Commander Sarah Brooks walked into the lab carrying a stack of reports. She had been working with the Joint Human-Alien Research Team on the space station. "Rachel, you need to see these reports from the other alien species," she said. "We now have data from 12 different intelligent species, and they are all the same." Dr. Rachel took the reports and read through them quickly. Each report described a different alien species, but the pattern was always the same. They all came from planets with perfect weather, no natural disasters, and no dangerous animals or plants. "Kevin, look at this," Dr. Rachel said. "The Centauri evolved on a planet where the temperature never changes by more than 2 degrees. The Visani come from a world where it rains exactly the same amount every day for thousands of years. Dr. Walsh shook his head in amazement. No wonder they think Earth is impossible to live on. They have never had to deal with any kind of change or danger. Lieutenant Commander Brooks sat down at the lab table. It gets more interesting, Rachel. I talked to their psychologists yesterday. They told me that most galactic species cannot handle stress. If something unexpected happens, they panic and cannot think clearly. What do you mean? Dr. Rachel asked. Remember when Colonel Davis knocked on the wall of their ship? 3 aliens had to be taken to their medical bay because they were so scared by the loud noise. Dr. Rachel thought about this. On Earth, loud noises were normal. Construction work, thunder, cars, airplanes, music. Humans heard loud sounds every day and did not think twice about them. Sarah, I think I am beginning to understand something important, Dr. Rachel said. Humans are not just different from other species. We are different because we had to be. She walked over to her computer and pulled up a presentation she had been working on. Look at this timeline of human evolution, she said. For millions of years, our ancestors had to survive ice ages, volcanic eruptions, droughts, floods, predators, diseases, and climate changes that would kill most species. The timeline showed how humans had spread across Earth, adapting to deserts, mountains, jungles, Arctic regions, and islands. Each environment had its own dangers and challenges. Other species evolved in stable environments, Dr. Rachel continued. They specialized for one specific type of world. But humans had to become generalists. We had to learn to survive anywhere. Dr. Walsh looked at the data. So our ability to adapt quickly is not normal? Not at all, Lieutenant Commander Brooks said. I asked the aliens about adaptation yesterday. Most species take thousands of years to make small changes to their behavior. Humans can learn new skills and adapt to new situations in days or weeks. Dr. Rachel pulled up another chart. And look at human emotions compared to alien emotions. We have complex feelings like excitement, curiosity, anger, and determination. These emotions help us deal with dangerous situations. What emotions do the aliens have? Dr. Walsh asked. Mostly just contentment and fear, Lieutenant Commander Brooks said. They are happy when everything is safe and normal, and they are afraid when anything changes. Dr. Rachel sat down and thought about what this meant. So human emotions are actually survival tools. Curiosity makes us explore and learn new things. Anger gives us strength to fight when we need to. Excitement helps us take risks that might lead to better opportunities. And determination helps us keep trying even when things are difficult. Dr. Walsh added. Lieutenant Commander Brooks nodded. The alien psychologists are fascinated by human determination. They cannot understand why humans keep trying to solve problems instead of just giving up and asking for help. Dr. Rachel laughed. Because giving up is not how humans survived on Earth. If our ancestors had given up every time something was difficult, we would have gone extinct millions of years ago. She pulled up one more chart. Look at this comparison of human and alien. Technology. Humans developed tools for survival. Weapons, fire, shelter, medicine, transportation. Alien technology is mostly for comfort and entertainment. Dr. Walsh studied the chart. Human technology is designed to solve problems and overcome obstacles. Alien technology is designed to make life easier and more pleasant. Exactly, Doctor. Rachel said. And that is why human solutions to problems are so different. We look for ways to face challenges directly. They look for ways to avoid challenges completely. Lieutenant Commander Brooks stood up. Rachel, I think your research explains something important. The aliens are not weak or stupid. They are just evolved for a completely different kind of world. Right, Dr. Rachel agreed. And humans are not unusually strong or brave. We are evolved for the kind of world that made us this way. Dr. Walsh looked thoughtful. So what happens now? How do humans and aliens work together when we are so different? Dr. Rachel smiled. I think we complement each other perfectly. Aliens have advanced technology and peaceful societies because they never had to worry about surviving dangerous situations. Humans have problem-solving skills and adaptability because we had to develop them. Together, we can do things that neither species could do alone. Lieutenant Commander Brooks said. Dr. Rachel looked out the lab window at Earth. Somewhere down there, people were surfing on dangerous waves, climbing tall mountains, exploring deep caves, and doing 1,000 other things that would terrify most galactic species. But those same activities had shaped humanity into something unique in the galaxy. Kevin, prepare a full report on our findings, she said. I think the Galactic Council needs to understand that Earth is not just a dangerous death world. It is the world that created the most adaptable species in known space. And Sarah, tell the joint research team that we have a proposal. Instead of trying to make humans more like other galactic species, maybe we should be teaching other species to be a little more like humans. Lieutenant Commander Brooks grinned. You want to teach aliens to be brave? I want to teach them that sometimes the best way to be safe is to learn how to handle danger, Dr. Rachel said. After all, that is the most human thing of all. Admiral Tony Martinez floated in the docking bay of the massive Galactic Council station, watching as human engineers worked alongside alien technicians to make the station safer for both species. 6 months had passed since the first human delegation arrived, and the changes were remarkable. Admiral, the Council is ready for your presentation, said Dr. Patricia Wong, who had become Earth's chief representative for xenobiology research. Admiral Martinez pushed off the wall and floated toward the Council chamber. The station was built for species that evolved in low gravity, so everything was designed for floating rather than walking. At first, this had been difficult for humans. Now, Admiral Martinez could move through the station as easily as any alien. The Council chamber was enormous, with representatives from 47 different species arranged in a great circle. Admiral Martinez had been to many important meetings in his military career, but nothing compared to this. Council leader Zareth, a tall, elegant being with silver skin, called the meeting to order. We are here today to make a final decision about the classification of the planet called Earth and the integration of humans into galactic society. Admiral Martinez floated to the center of the chamber. Around him, dozens of alien species watched with interest and curiosity. Some still looked nervous when they saw humans, but most had grown used to them over the past months. Honorable Council members, Admiral Martinez began. 6 months ago, you discovered that humans live on what you classified as a Class 13 death world. Today, I want to show you what humans and other galactic species can accomplish when we work together. He activated a holographic display that showed images from around the galaxy. The first image was of a mining operation on a dangerous asteroid where humans and aliens worked side by side. This is the Kepler 442 mining station, Admiral Martinez explained. For 50 years, no galactic species could safely extract the rare minerals from this asteroid because of the extreme radiation and unstable gravity. Human engineers designed new safety systems and work procedures that allow both humans and aliens to work there safely. The next image showed a rescue operation on a planet that had been hit by natural disasters. This is the rescue mission on Proxima 7, Admiral Martinez continued. When volcanic eruptions threatened the Texani colonies, human disaster response teams worked with alien medical specialists to evacuate over 2 million colonists in just 4 days. Council leader Zareth looked impressed. Admiral Martinez, these are remarkable achievements. But some council members are still concerned about the dangers of working closely with a Deathworld species. An alien with purple tentacles raised one of his arms. Council leader, my species has worked with humans on 3 different projects. At first, we were afraid they would be too violent or unpredictable. Instead, we found that humans are very good at keeping everyone safe, including us. Another alien, this one covered in brown fur, spoke up. Humans have taught my people new ways to solve engineering problems. They think about problems differently than we do. They ask, how can we make this work? While we usually ask, how can we avoid this problem altogether? Dr. Patricia Wong floated forward. Council leader, may I present our research findings on human and galactic species evolution? Please proceed, Dr. Wong. Dr. Wong activated her own holographic display. Our research shows that humans are not an unusual or dangerous species. We are simply the product of evolution on a challenging world. Every trait that makes humans different from other galactic species has a survival purpose. The display showed comparisons between human and alien biology, psychology, and social structures. Humans developed strong bones and muscles to survive in high gravity and dangerous environments. We developed complex emotions to handle stress and make quick decisions. We developed curiosity and problem-solving skills to adapt to constantly changing conditions. A small, insect-like alien clicked its mandibles. Dr. Wong, are you saying that Deathworld evolution is actually beneficial? Not for every species, Dr. Wong replied. But for humans, evolution on Earth gave us abilities that complement the peaceful, advanced civilizations that other species have built. Admiral Martinez moved back to the center of the chamber. Council leader, humans do not want to change galactic civilization. We want to add our abilities to what already exists. Where other species have built peace and stability, humans can. ADD, adaptability, and problem solving. What do you propose, Admiral? Council leader Zareth asked. We propose a new classification system, Admiral Martinez said. Instead of just rating planets by how dangerous they are, rate them by what kinds of species they can produce. Earth should be classified as a Class 13, a Deathworld, dangerous, but capable of producing space-capable civilizations. And we propose joint exploration missions, Dr. Wong added. Human crews working with alien scientists to explore phenomena that have been too dangerous for single-species missions. Council leader Zareth looked around the chamber. Council members, are there any objections to these proposals? Commander Veltar, who had become a strong supporter of human integration, spoke from his position. Council leader, 6 months ago, I was terrified of humans. Today, my ship has 3 human crew members, and they are among the best officers I have ever worked with. They have taught my crew to be braver and more creative. My species supports the human proposals, said the purple-tentacled alien. They have helped us accomplish things we never thought possible. One by one, the other council members spoke in favor of the human integration plan. Finally, Council leader Zareth called for a formal vote. All in favor of reclassifying Earth as a Class 13, a Deathworld, and approving full integration of humans into galactic society? 46 of the 47 council members voted in favor. Only 1 species abstained, and they explained that they needed more time to study the proposal. The motion passes. Council leader Zareth announced. Admiral Martinez, Dr. Wong, welcome to the galactic community. 3 weeks later, Admiral Martinez stood on the bridge of the New Horizons, the first joint human-alien exploration vessel. Captain Jake Morrison, who had been promoted from his position at Earth Space Command, was at the helm. Commander Veltar worked at the science station alongside human and alien crew members. Captain Morrison set course for the Cygnus Nebula. Admiral Martinez ordered, "It is time to explore something that has been considered too dangerous for galactic civilization." "Aye, Admiral," Captain Morrison replied with a grin. All crew members prepare for departure. As the New Horizons moved away from the Council Station, Admiral Martinez looked at his mixed crew of humans and aliens working together. The aliens had taught humans about advanced technology and peaceful cooperation. Humans had taught aliens about courage, adaptability, and the value of facing challenges directly. Commander Veltar, Admiral Martinez said, "What do you think we